So do we know why objects come in at less than cosmic velocity? Is it totally a function of size?
Say that again. Do we know what about the...
Why objects come in at less than cosmic velocity?
Well, no, they have to have lost their energy in the atmosphere. Nothing can come in at less than the Earth's escape velocity. It's 11 kilometers a second. So you can't have a gentle collision. But perhaps the atmosphere could slow things down.
Thank you.
I don't know.
How many asteroids have been discovered?
How many asteroids have been discovered?
Since the first, space company.
Well, there are asteroids and there are asteroids. The good asteroids, like the one that's named for Andy Frackney, is out in the main asteroid belt, and they'll stay there, and they don't do us any harm at all. It's just these few asteroids that come close, the near-Earth asteroids. And there are about 1 million big enough to cause damage, and we have found 5,000.
So, I have a second question. Is that all right? Yeah. Is it possible that if a asteroid misses Earth and then something makes it come back to Earth and hit it?
Well, if it once hits, it's done for.
And what if it's once missed?
If it comes real close, it can certainly come back. That one Apophis that's going to come by in 2029 will come back again 7 years later. We don't know how close.
After billions of years, when the solar system becomes apart, don't you think that maybe asteroids will be on loose and there will be so much to stop?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's take the next one.
I was over at NASA Ames the night they did the Deep Impact speech, and I was just wondering, they explained a machine that was a concept, and they were possibly making it to push an asteroid out of the way that had a very small chance of hitting the Earth, but if it passed through a certain part in a certain diameter within the Earth, it would hit, and it was heading towards that certain part. And I was wondering, is that machine a concept or is it a reality?
They're all concepts because nobody has any money. You can think up things and write down a couple of equations and do a little bit, but if they don't give you real money to build prototypes and do the heavy calculations, you won't know. There are concepts for pushing on an asteroid. There are concepts for pulling an asteroid with what's called a gravity tractor. They sound very clever, but we're a long way from actually testing any of that.
Okay, thank you.
We have the ideas, we just don't have the hardware.
Hi, if you took the graph of size of impact versus frequency and followed it over to annually, it ended up someplace around a little under a kiloton. And I was wondering, do we have kiloton-type impacts annually?
We have 10 kiloton impacts annually. We have kiloton impacts about once every 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, and is that all just dissipated in the upper atmosphere and we don't notice it here? Okay.
Thank goodness for the atmosphere.
Yes, it's a good thing.
Question about the Peruvian impact. I saw some coverage of that on television a day or two after it happened. They showed the puddle in the crater. And they said that some of the people nearby were suffering the consequences of, had reported consequences from the atmosphere. And I wonder if this is an indication of the cosmic velocity that you mentioned.
Well, obviously, I haven't been down there, and I don't know. But the people I talk to and the things I've read say that, well, some people reported that it made them sick or it smelled bad. Those are really not what you would associate with an impact. Whether it's, a mass hallucination or what, I have no idea. Also, the numbers are down. For first, they said 200 people have been made sick. The latest number is 20. I I'm not going to touch that with a pole. I think that I have to be very skeptical about that.
Thank you.
Have you looked into any attempts at utilizing asteroids, especially near-Earth asteroids, partially to develop the resources to move them?
Asteroids are a wonderful source of space resources for use in space. If we had a space economy, if we had frequent access to space, I'm sure we'd want to be mining asteroids for raw material. We don't have that economy now, and it's a chicken and egg thing. If we had frequent access to space, we could use asteroid resources, but we can't develop asteroid resources because, it goes back and forth. So it's something that I hope is in our future, just as I hope being a spacefaring nation and a spacefaring world is in our future. But I don't know. Right now, it's not economical.
Thank you.
Last one?
Yeah, it seems to me that planning should begin right now to put up an orbiting community, or maybe more than one, that's completely self-sustaining. Like plants would create oxygen. It'd be a completely a recycle type community where at least we'd have some human genes somewhere that would survive a mass extinction event on Earth. Like on the Moon, for instance, a completely self-sufficient, community of humans that would allow us to feel a little better about a mass extinction event.
Well, I agree with that. I think we would be protected against extinction if we were a multi-planet species. That's a long way from now and a lot of money. There is actually a suggestion then for a short-term solution. That is that we put all the knowledge we have, not the genome, but the knowledge, on microchips and send them to the moon so that if we all got wiped out, some future space visitor might be able to resurrect our civilization. But either way, it won't help most of us. If a big impact took place, even though it might be nice to have a remnant population on the moon or Mars, the rest of us would still be goners. And I will end on that lovely upbeat note.